Have you seen this, by the way? Kristi Noem's husband's fat tits.
Ooh.
Oh, you haven't seen Kristi Noem's husband's fat tits?
I saw an article about it, but it was paywalled. It was paywalled on the Daily Mail. How f*** up is that?
That's crazy. Because the tits were rated R. I think that's why. Even Fox News apparently it covered it. Let's take a look.
Former Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is asking for privacy and prayers tonight. She's said to be devastated by
what are prayers going to do in this situation?
Wait, guys,
get it off your chest.
Everybody,
All
please,
right, guys,
please pray for my husband's ginormous tits.
It's so funny to be like. Do you remember when Jim McGreevey came out at the press conference?
No.
So Jim McGreevey, the governor of New Jersey, this is another story that got it was in the 6 months after 9/11, so it just kind of got overshadowed. But it turned out he was gay. By the way, Jim McGreevey,
by Muhammad Atta's tits.
Yeah. Well, Muhammad Atta, that's how he got on the plane. He was like, "Hi, I'm a big sexy lady. I need these box cutters to open my boxes of
Aren't
bras."
I voluptuous?
yeah. He was like Tobias on Arrested Development.
Yeah.
But Jim McGreevey, by the way, there was a lesser known scandal of an Israeli spy being in McGreevey's office, and McGreevey was allegedly having an affair with him. Anywho, it turned out he was gay, and one of my most quoted press conferences ever was when he admitted it, and he went, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a gay American." And I'm just, I'm always saying that. But one of the things that always made me laugh about the McGreevey thing, not him being gay, but the fact that after it happened, they did an interview on Dateline with him and his wife. And the wife was like, "Yeah, we're going into counseling." And it's like, what's there to counsel? What's that? He's gay. I just wait. Is there any prayer you can do where you're like, can you take my husband's desire to be a big swaggering 6'5" bimbo out of him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking the Christians in chat.
So an undocumented immigrant may have been the one to leak the damning information about Kristi Noem's husband. And obviously the story has a lot of legs and maybe a lot of titties as well. Yowza. Because obviously Kristi Noem had a taxpayer funded relationship with Corey Lewandowski.
They were just friends.
Okay, well, you're just jealous that he pipes. He's had sex with everyone in the administration.
Hey, dude, he smashed the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah, that's why Felix is saying that. Yeah.
No, that's really where all my Polish jokes come from. I'm just kind of jealous of him. But did you know that the Chappell Roan song "Casual" it's about Corey Lewandowski and Kristi Noem?
No.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just ask her.
Okay.
Ask her.
But in any case, here are some of the Daily Mail exclusive photos. He appears to have stuffed 2 balloons inside his shirt to resemble breasts, positioning the knots to mimic nipples. The photos obtained by the Daily Mail suggest Byron is so infatuated with the bimbo aesthetic, he's tried to replicate it himself. Byron got in contact with the model using the pseudonym Jason Jackson, complimenting her amazing curves and vowing to worship her like a goddess, according to messages seen by the Daily Mail. In text and audio calls, the pair shared everything. The pair shared everything from mundane daily chit-chat to spicy banter about her augmented chest. "How are your boobs?" he asked her. "Would you ever go bigger?" The model sent him an array of topless selfies and lingerie shots. Jason apparently felt relaxed enough to reciprocate with photos of himself wearing skimpy outfits and lopsided DIY breasts. "You turned me into a girl," he said. "Should I put on leggings?" A PayPal account belonging to Jason Jackson sent the woman regular deposits, typically between $500 and $1,000. She says he openly admitted to having a wife and family. He'd say, "I love my wife. I want to get better." Then he'd disappear, come back, and start again, the woman added. Over time, the models began to figure out the real identity of the shadowy benefactor. A second woman told the Daily Mail she pocket dialed Jason and was astonished to hear a voicemail greeting saying, "Noem Insurance, leave a message." A quick Google search pulled up photos of Kristi and Byron Noem. "I was completely shocked," I said. "Why are you doing this? I didn't think hot guys did this," the woman said. Also, hot guys. I guess he looked real bodacious, real.
Well, do they have a picture of him not doing that? He looks like fine. I mean,
right here, marry, kill.
Well, I just I've given up on figuring out what women think is attractive.
Yeah. There's other pics of this, other pics of his. Oh my God.
That's
Oh my God.
okay. Well, he got the nipple placement. He's getting better at it. This is pretty cool. I mean, like, I don't.
What the fuck is what?
That's a big, natural, juicy ass.
Oh my God.
That's
Oh my
beautiful,
God.
natural, juicy. I think this is cool. Like, I wouldn't do this, but I also think I like seeing people get better at stuff. And in the first picture, like, the nipples are like, you know, it looks like when a Looney Tune gets hit in the head with the mallet. Like the eye, like they're, you know?
Yeah.
And then in the next picture, they're like basically level.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Then you go back to the first one.
Yeah. No, he did. He did move him around quite a bit.
And I also like how he's like,
I mean, these do look like titties. Like he's
yeah.
like,
and I think they're natural. I think Mike O'Hearn is natural, and I think this gentleman's natural.
Yeah.
I think it's cool too that, like, to help people with their self-esteem, he was like, "Hey, I don't always look like a sexy bimbo. Here's like me getting ready." I think this is like a good story. I think it's a feel-good story. You know how they are like, okay, there's a split in the Republican Party between like establishment conservatives and Zoomers who are like based.
yeah.
Well, this guy's like 62, but he's into bimbofication hypnotism, which is like a young man's thing.
Yeah.
Aren't a lot of fucking
This man is
boomers into
this
that.
man is jerking off and doing fetish content the right way.
Well-
The way that his generation, I guess his generation used to do this. I mean, there's always been cross dressers, right?
There's been cross-dressers, but it's like the normal Republican way of doing this is like you cross-dress in private and you like, you know, you tell a young staffer like, hey, do you need me to drive you 45 miles and then pretend I drop something in your lap and get sued by you? These very like furtive cruising attempts that always just end in humiliation. Whereas this guy, this is like what a 23-year-old does.
Yeah.
They're on the computer and they're like, oh, hypnotize me until I'm the big sexy lady.
Mark Caputo. Yeah, I got a weird lead. A source texted me February 13th. They said an immigrant sex worker, possibly in the country illegally, wanted to go public about Noem's husband using her services online. It was vengeance for the DHS's immigration enforcement. I couldn't land the interview. Sharing because folks sometimes wonder how reporting works. Here, I would have needed to talk to the accuser and verify the info all the way the Daily Mail did. When we use anonymous sources, they're credible. Sometimes it means someone else gets the story. For what it's worth, I understand yet another media outlet had been shown these pictures last year, but declined to run them. Why would they?
Well, maybe they didn't think it was for a story. They were like, hey, it was some pretty hot stuff.
Yeah,
and
they
then
were-
the
they wanted
reporter
to
who
hold
got
it.
him was like, thanks, I'm jacking off to this.
Yeah, they were like, I don't want to share this with the rest of the world. This is my fat material.
Yeah, they were like, hey, you've been working really hard on this reporting. You should take some you time.
Also, what's up with these like so many of these Republicans, man? They're all swingers like Nancy Mace.
Yeah.
They all love to do this shit, and then they just like unnecessarily present this like rigid old school understanding of like marriage and shit. Meanwhile, they're just doing like they're doing wild stuff.
Do you think that they like also kind of want to get caught?
I suspect there's probably an element of that too in there. I mean, but
Yeah.
let's see how Fox News covered it.
I've been in like bad relationships where it's like it's not like this, you know, it's not like I'm the woman I'm with is in charge of DHS and I don't need to be hypnotized to be a bimbo. I just if I wanted to do it, I would do it. You
Yeah.
know, I don't need tricks. But,
Oh my God, get it off your chest. That's the fucking
right, that's what it's yeah. They're
Oh
having
my
fun with
God,
it. They're
yeah.
having fun.
yeah.
But I've been in you know bad relationships where you know when you really blow it, like you kind of fuck up, and you're like, oh thank God I'm gonna be broken up with, thank God, and multiply that by like
But I feel
40.
I feel like
They've
they
been
already
together like
had,
40 years.
I know,
you
but I feel like they had they this is like a known situation because like
Yeah, probably.
it's clear that she's like fucking Corey Lewandowski. Sorry, I know that hurts your feelings.
Well, no, I don't care about that. I care about him
With Hope Hicks, yeah.
But also, it's good that she's. Where is she?
I don't know, probably like working at the UN or some shit now. I don't know, but anyway, like they obviously have an arrangement, right? Like it clearly because she's fucking Corey Lewandowski.
Mhm.
He's doing whatever the fuck he's doing on the side.
He's looking great.
Let's see.
Her husband has been what is being called a cross-dressing double life. Senior national correspondent Rich Edson has details tonight. Good evening, Rich.
Good evening, Brett. Well, former Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and now President Trump are responding to a
Isn't it
report
so sad
regarding
that Larry
Noem's
Sinclair
husband's
isn't alive
alleged
for this? I was just thinking about
online
him.
activities. A spokesperson tells the Daily Mail that she's devastated and that, quote, the family was blindsided by this, and they ask for privacy and prayers at the time. President Trump.
Wait, what? In August 2025, Hicks was appointed Chief Operating Officer of Devil May Care Media, the media company founded by Megyn Kelly, where she's responsible for business development, operations, and expansion of the company's podcast and digital content network.
Okay.
Devil May Care Media? That's...
Trump tells
What a
the outlet he knew
dumbass
nothing
name.
about it, adding, wow, I feel badly for the family. If that's the case, that's too bad. The Daily Mail.
He's pretending like this isn't the funniest
Wow.
thing. He is, he's laughing about this.
Yeah.
He's having himself a laugh.
Keep in mind, the conservatives for decades said that no one could be gay in the government because they would be blackmailed. Now this is the husband of the head of the Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, I mean, also, there is no such thing as blackmail anymore. Like, Pete Hegseth is literally an alcoholic rapist. Like, those are the two things that you can't be. Well, there's three things, right? Gambling addict, alcoholic, and a rapist are like the three things that they're supposed to look for were security clearances, because it opens up opportunities for blackmail. But Republicans figured out that if you're just shameless, then you can't be blackmailed. They're like, yeah, we do rapes and we're alcoholics and we have gambling debt. Who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah. What could you blackmail one of these guys with? Like secret woke posts that they made?
No, I was thinking about this with like the whole did Donald Trump suck off Bill Clinton? I think that's the only thing.
Yeah, something like really weird like that.
Because like pedophilia is fine for a lot of these guys, especially if it's like a girl and an old man, because they're also pedophiles. Like, these are the types of people who are like really creepy around their daughter's friends.
Right.
So they can see themselves in the shoes of like, the elite that they admire doing pedophilia, but they can't see themselves sucking Bill Clinton's dick. So that was what I was thinking. That's the fact that it's a hated Democrat, and also you're the one giving the blowjob rather than receiving it, and also because like if Bill Clinton was sucking Trump's dick, they'd be like, this is awesome. Yeah, he's like he really showed that Democratic libtard, right? But like in that is the only circumstance I think where Republicans would have been like, oh, that's a bridge too far for me.
What if it was a Democrat they liked though? Like, what if it was Zell Miller?
I don't know.
What if Zell Miller is sucking you and you're Trump, and you're like, this is kind of bad. Like, you're using teeth. I'm not gonna. I can just finish myself off in the bathroom. Yeah. And he's like, my family has been blowing presidents for generations. I challenge you to a duel.
The Democrats, I mean, the Republicans have the same standards as the Turkish military. It's like if you're bottoming, if you're topping a Democrat, it's not gay. It's powerful. If you're bottoming a Democrat, then it's unacceptable.
Well, did you know that's like the clearance test for Q level clearance?
Yeah, that's how they figure it out. It's like top or bottom.
Well, they like you have to do both, and if you like being penetrated, they're like, all right,
and we can't.
They're like, it's like an umpire. They're like, you're out.
Yeah,
but if you're like, I don't like this, but it's for my job.
It's for the country.
Yeah, you're fine.
The Mail posted several of these photos and writes, Brian Noem allegedly sent women in the community $25,000 in virtual payments. The publication says Brian Noem did not deny the explicit conversations, but says he never put national security at risk while his wife was secretary, setting up a potential blackmail situation. Quote, yeah, I made no comments like that. That would lead to that. Brian Noem operates a crop insurance agency. He and Kristi Noem married in 1992. They have 3 adult-age children. Earlier this month, President Trump ousted Secretary Noem from her role leading the Homeland Security Department after congressional hearings where she had difficulty answering whether she was having an affair with top aide Corey Lewandowski.
I feel like faced questions. I could have done such a better job with them. A better job here as like a spin doctor.
Oh, I thought you were saying like with the titties.
No.
In my mind, I'm still thinking like you're bimbifying.
No,
you're bimbifying Brian Noem.
No. Oh, no disrespect there. I think I have a really bad frame for that. I have like, even if I had like a great.
Okay. It's like you can tell this is from like 2014. Okay.
This was awesome back then.
Yeah. Do you understand how sick this looked in 2014? No, you don't, because you were protein in your father's ball sack back then.
Chat, you should see all the maroon denim I was wearing back then.
Yeah.
You'd have a laugh at me. But then you'd if there was such thing as a time machine, me and you would go back. You'd be wearing your whatever crap. You'd be wearing like an Ohego hoodie, whatever that stuff is.
Ohego?
Oh, yeah. You'd be like, isn't this cool? And all the girls in the spiritual gangster hoodies would go, you're disgusting. I'm going to write an article about you. And then they'd see my maroon denim and make a beeline for me.
Kristi Noem said her family's blindsided by revelations her husband is a cross-dresser and gay. That isn't true. She knew all about her husband, which is why she lives with Corey Lewandowski in the D.C. area. That's why her husband never divorced her. It was their arrangement. Literally everyone in the admin has known this forever. I'm shocked it didn't come out earlier. They can divorce and move on and live the lives without keeping secrets. I feel bad for Corey's wife. She's the widow of a firefighter who was killed on 9/11. Laura Loomer, being weirdly woke, also, they can divorce and move on and live their free lives. Like, you're Laura Loomer. The fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
Also, why does she have smoke for, I don't know. Why does she not like Kristi Noem?
I don't know. Maybe she just thinks she made Trump look bad.
Or maybe she did not want another woman in Trump's orbit. She wanted to be the only free spirit, Laura.
She does seem like one of those women that just like hates women.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
for sure.
That's stressful being around that. Do you think this is like she uses the same site?
What Laura Loomer does?
Yeah, she's like, how do I look?
just as is, and everyone's like bad.
Yeah.
And everyone's like really bad. You should stop that. Okay,
what's wrong with this?
Okay, I don't know why they're posted on
Using
my
a steampunk pair of binoculars. He didn't make them.
On Kristi Noem's husband's big ass titties.
They had some kind of an agreement, or there was some kind of an understanding. It was clearly not a secret to him.
My favorite thing is Kristi Noem.
I love them so much. I love
Dude,
Kyle.
they make me so fucking happy.
I see Kyle. I love that he just never gave up on the blonde thing. He just one day he was like, I'm gonna go blonde, and he never stopped.
I love them together. Like I'm not joking. Like,
same.
It's hard to believe in love in this world.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
I love that he also wears the dangly earring still, like the hook earring still to this day.
Dude, is this not the dream of the 90s?
Yeah.
This shit right here. I love it. When I found out they were together, I like cheered. Dude, love does not last long in this world, and especially in this business.
In this industry, especially.
Dude, especially. You got two pure spirits right there. Like, no, seriously, no joke. God bless them both.
And then she says, everybody needs to pray for us. Pray for you? How does that prayer go? Dear Lord, please help Kristi Noem's husband to stop jacking off to big ass titties.
Kyle.
I love him, dude.
Balloon fake titties. Oh my
Dear
God.
Lord,
They're
please,
so much fun,
Kristi Noem's family needs help. He can't stop putting in some big ass titties. Why would we pray for you?
She said that.
Dear Lord, like what? God's looking through the prayers he gets. Like, okay, kid with cancer, war, family got murdered, and it's like big ass titties.
Balloon titties.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna help this one.
Hot pants and balloon titties.
Oh my God, I hate him so much.
Oh my
They're
God,
so evil.
it's unbelievable.
Where
It
it's like
really
she
is
doesn't wanna
unbelievable.
say that,
So
but he
anyway, I'm sure they're having quite a day.
They're on the opposite ends of like the seriousness spectrum.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to get that silly, but he pushes her over.
As independent content creators, like Kyle's on the exact opposite lane.
Oh, dude, they put me in such a good mood. Man, I never want to go to a dinner party, but I would with them. I just like them so much, man.
Yeah, they're the best.
They make me so happy. When I saw them together, it felt like something out of Bridgerton.
Yeah.
That's how magical it was.
But no, I guess her comment to the press was like, oh, the family was blindsided, which I wonder, do you think that she really had no idea?
I mean, it's not exactly something like, if you're trying to hide something from somebody, it's not like everybody in the family knows, like the kids are like, there goes dad again. He's walking around the house with his big ass teeth. He's walking around the house with his teeth.
Man,
What,
Kyle,
Kristi Noem
you are
tweet?
the greatest. Crystal too.
Kristi Noem's husband while she was out back shooting her dog.
Things look so